welcome to On the Go Radio Station, powering the voice of community and change. And so every now and then you get these early Christmas gifts in life. And this would be an early Christmas gift for me, that I'm sitting next to Judon. I know I that's the only thing I've ever called her. What's your first name?
Ethel.
I didn't even know that.
I know. You
I
never
never called you that, but
No,
Judon.
Judon is great. That's what everybody
all
calls
I've
me.
ever called you. And I love
That's
that name because it
fantastic.
just rolls off your lips and it sounds like somebody so important or like they're royalty. Judon. I always feel like I'm somebody important when I say your name. Judon.
Oh,
What is that name? Is it French?
it's French. Yeah.
2 points for yo.
Yeah, it's French.
4 years of French got me something.
Got you
Auntie
something.
Alette, I'm not a failure.
Got
My
you
aunt's from
something.
France, and she
You
used to
are
be
good.
like, you don't know any French. I'm your aunt's from France. 2 points for Yo-Yo. I got to get my
Absolutely.
brownie points where I can, because they are far and few in between. You enjoyed that? Yeah. So again, this is On the Go with Yo. Radio, powering the voice of community and change. And sometimes we have an opportunity to shoot in these audio and also video excerpts real quick. And I have Judon here with me. Those who know her from the Detroit area, where is Stu at?
He's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Right.
And then where are you at now?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
In Kansas City, Missouri. This is the superstar in education. And so we were having a conversation. I was like, well, we're going to stop. We're going to have this conversation on the air because I do believe this is really going to encourage somebody. Because I think people get to a certain, look at you all proper. We're going to break that all down. I do believe that people get to a certain place in their life where they just stop living.
Absolutely.
Not because they don't want to, but I think because the joys of life are so scarce and they're so far and in between.
Right.
Them actually getting to do what they hope to do versus what they have to do.
That is so true. There's a difference between doing what you want to do and doing what you have to do. When you do what you have to do, it becomes a struggle. But when you do what you want to do, even though there are trials in that, you know that they are shaping you and making you better
That's
at
right.
what you were designed
That's
to do.
right.
But when you do what you have to do, it becomes like it's shackles around your ankles and your hands, and you're trying to fight through to this place that you want to get to, but
It's so
a
much harder
struggle.
when you've grown up, and
It's hard.
it gets harder the older you get because you are less
Motivated.
motivated and also have the courage to take chances and risks.
Absolutely. Well, because we get to this
People wanna
place
feel
where
safe.
we get to this place where we think we're too old. Yeah. You know, society has branded us when you get past a certain age that you're too old for something, you know, but
Or to try something different.
or to step out into areas that you've never been before. And it gets scary.
And that's interesting that you said that because a lot of people have had to, I think you were here when that happened. If not, you got here just after when the economy had kind of crashed.
Right,
And people
absolutely.
had to rebrand themselves.
Absolutely.
And they were like professionals who had been working their
Right.
whole life
Right.
and lost their jobs.
Right.
Families were having to live together. People were losing their homes and their
Right.
cars. And people were out of their field. Like they were looking for jobs in areas that
they'd
they had
never-
never worked in before.
Absolutely.
And people were really scared.
Absolutely.
And people also had defined themselves by the titles
Right.
that they had for
Right.
so many years.
Right.
And so a lot of people didn't feel like they were worth anything or they
Right.
were failures.
Because their identity was just housed in this one particular area. You know, when you have your identity housed in one thing, and when that thing crumbles and falls, it's like you don't have an identity anymore.
Yeah,
Who am
and that's
I
how
anymore?
people were. It's almost like The Walking Dead. People were just walking around like, who
Absolutely.
am I? Like, I don't have any.
Right.
I don't have any place to go. I don't have a future.
Because they lost their livelihood, the things that, or the
Were familiar
places
too.
that they were familiar with, and what made them who they are. instead of knowing that the Bible tells us not to put our trust in anything here.
And don't
The
put
Word of
no
God.
confidence in man.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Because when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure. But when you put yourself and your trust in who you are in God, then no matter what's happening out here in the world, then you know that you can stand and you can make it. You know?
Wow. So I think this is like a really good launch into a conversation that we can have, and I think that this is really going to help somebody. So you can tell people what you want them to know about you, because I got my own definition.
Well, I don't know if there's anything magnificent to know about me.
So humble. I almost took a selfie on the air with her because she's like one of my movie superstars.
No, I really don't consider myself as doing anything really great, other than the fact that I'm willing to take chances. You know, I'm willing to take chances. I think my first opportunity to take a chance was when I was way back in the day. I was 38 years old before I went to college, and so that I took a chance in that. And then after that, I took a chance in staying in education. And then in 2012, I took a chance in coming here to Detroit, a place I'd never been before.
Wow, that's major.
Absolutely, and totally out of my comfort zone.
Because you were originally from where?
I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah, I was from Kansas City,
Dorothy,
Missouri.
This ain't nothing like Kansas.
Right, I know.
You,
and I'm on the Missouri side and not the Kansas side. But even that, I took a chance in coming here because someone asked me to come. Marquise Stewart asked me to come, And at first I was like, oh, no, I am not going there. It is too cold and people are crazy, okay? I mean, those are my exact words. And then once I got here, it was nothing like I had thought it was going to be. Matter of fact, when it was time for me to make my transition back to the area that I came from, I did not want to go. I wanted to stay here.
Remember.
This is now, I feel so much at home here. And so, but I would not have had an opportunity to feel that way if I hadn't taken a chance.
So people have to be willing to take chances.
Even
though you don't have all of the answers. And
absolutely. No answers. I had no answers at all. I just did not have any answers. I did not know what I was going to. I did not know any people here except for my aunt. I have an aunt and cousins here. Those are the only family members that I have here. So I had no idea what I was walking into. But once I came and I took a chance. And I think the other thing, too, with me, I'm a person that lives by faith and walks by faith.
Yes.
You know, I had to know that this is what God wanted me to do. So I spent a lot of time in prayer and meditation on that. And once I got the okay, I knew everything was going to be all right. Even if I didn't know all of the answers, I knew everything was going to be all right. And what we have to learn, that life is this great big learning experience for us. And when you're willing...
it doesn't end at a certain age.
Oh, no.
There's no
Absolutely
meter
not.
or a stopwatch that it pushes and say, okay, you're done learning.
Absolutely.
Just live what you know.
No.
Just live what you know.
Not at all. Life is a learning experience every day, every moment. And so when you place yourself in a position to be stretched, and you're willing to be stretched,
good stuff. Yeah,
you know,
good stuff.
you're willing to be stretched, you're willing to move forward,
That's
even if
good.
you have to do one thing, put one foot in front of the other.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
because life have all of these wonderful things waiting for us, but if we don't ever be willing to stretch ourselves, we'll never get to them. We really won't.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to do that.
And so I was talking to my cousin yesterday. We went and grabbed something to eat late last night. And we were just talking about people got to be willing to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
If they're going to learn, grow, and live.
Absolutely.
And it sounds kind of crazy that you be willing to be vulnerable and open and willing to get hurt, willing to experience something uncomfortable and new and different, but you'll never get to learn anything
if you don't.
But
just think of it. We will say that to young people.
That's true.
Right? We tell young people all the time while they're in school, while they're in high school and college, you know, you have to, you're gonna stumble before you learn to walk, you know, you have to be willing to take chances. You know, it's okay if things don't work out right, you know, you can always start. We tell young people that. But when you get to a certain age, people don't expect those same words to work for them. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing what we expect them to do that we can't do.
Absolutely.
Or that we're not willing to do. So, again, I really want this to encourage people. Again, with the On the Go radio station, Powering the Voice in Community and Change, when we have these rare opportunities, remember we said we want to power community and change. And I've known Ethel Jadon, but I call her Jadon. Judon, to make my auntie Alette proud. Judon. I have known her to be someone that evokes change even when she's not trying to. I've watched her be a silent force. I've watched her command the attention of hundreds of kids at one time, and almost effortless. You know, I just think about so many of our adventures,
Right.
the reading buddies,
Right.
hygiene kits,
Absolutely.
you know, just always taken back by the
All
way
of the
you
parents,
serve.
the parents that we serve.
Yeah, just unbelievable stuff.
Right. And to see that happen and unfold to me was just like a miracle, because when we first arrived in 2012 at Brenda Scott, we got some resistance.
Yeah.
You know, and just to reach out to parents. And I think the one thing that I've always said that is so important is that you have to learn to build those relationships.
It's all about
And
relationships.
to let the community, the students, the parents, and the community know that I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be here through the
And that
good,
was
the
the
bad,
thing
and
that,
the ugly. You know?
But you and Stu, that you all, and I would say several others, were gifted at, it didn't matter that you all weren't from Detroit. So these are these rare opportunities.
Exactly.
And you know that, right?
Right, exactly.
Because we're real cliquey.
You know, I didn't know that.
No.
No, for real. I
Really
didn't know
cliquey.
that.
And so it just dawned on me, no
I
one
didn't
would
know
have,
that.
oh, yeah, it's bad. Nobody, and anybody that's watching on Facebook, feel free to chime in, because I know y'all know. Nobody would have ever known that you guys weren't from here because of the way the kids responded.
Right.
And I would say also the parents.
Right. I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't aware of that because I never felt like a stranger. I never did.
So that's interesting. One does not walk as a stranger if they don't feel like one.
Absolutely.
And so people only see you as an outsider. If you feel like
If you
an
feel
outsider,
like you're
girl,
an
that was
outsider.
rich. I should
Absolutely.
wrote that down. That's okay. I'm playing back
Because
this.
I never considered myself an outsider. I never considered myself a stranger. I never considered myself, because to me, Detroit has this, for lack of a better word, feeling to it. It really is. I know
true.
that people may have attitudes, or some people, certain people
We're
in
just
certain
spirited.
areas, somewhat. Yeah, but it has this.
Ariel spirited.
Has this
Some more than
right.
others.
So I had family members is like, even people here is like, you went where? I'm like, yeah, you went on that side of the town. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Right. And so and it's like, I'm like, why? And it's like, oh yeah, the people over there are unfriendly. No, they're not. No one. I never was treated any different than anybody else. Absolutely. And for the 4 years that I was here, 4 years straight, never met one disgruntled person.
Wow.
I mean, I had some parents come into the building. They were upset because of what was going on with their kids and things like that. But
didn't want to come up there again.
After a while, guess who they wanted to talk to whenever they had a problem coming to the building?
Jadon.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because it was okay if they were disgruntled at the moment, you know, because I didn't feel like
you didn't personalize it.
I did not. I didn't feel like it was an attack on me. And
That's
I can't.
right.
I can't.
And you can't.
But yeah, I love this place.
And so I just really, in the time that we have today, it's just so good to have you home. This is your second home.
Absolutely.
By proxy, because we are not going to let you think anything different.
I don't feel anything different.
Yeah, this is.
I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel any different. This is a great place to be.
Yeah.
There's so much potential here. I'm a person that I can sense and feel potential.
Always.
And when I can walk into a place and walk into an environment where I feel the kind of potential that is here, and if people are willing to just step outside of their comfort zone.
That's good.
Like you did.
I did.
I mean, I watched you too.
Yeah. So Jadon and I, sometimes we couldn't like really get together. We text all the time early in the morning, you know, if there was something going on, she needed it, whatever. And I see her when I had to come. We did workshops or whatever. But we always, even if we weren't verbally doing it, we would look at each other a certain way.
Right. Exactly. It's like we had this, you know,
Yeah. And so there was something that was going on in her life. Like God was just doing some things. And so when she say the courage, sometimes when the Lord gives you something, you have to really just not be uncomfortable and be comfortable being obedient.
Right.
Because it's not sometimes about us. It's about the other person.
It's not.
So I'll let you take it from there.
Well, it was amazing when God started dealing with me about the transition. I had been here in Detroit. I had been in Brenda Scott, and then I felt like my time was up there. So the Lord had given me something starting in December of the previous year. And then in January, we had an opportunity to be at the Parent University.
It was
January at the Parent University. And you had spoken some things into my spirit and had told me that, it was
God
getting
was
ready for a transition. There's a
Yeah.
transition coming. And then I remember what you said directly to me is that I may not have an opportunity to tell you later because I felt it's going to be fast.
Yeah.
So I need to tell you this now, that there was a great move coming in my life, that God was redirecting me in another direction, and then moving me in an area of a position of authority or leadership, which at the moment, to me, I really wasn't. I wasn't ready. I didn't think I was ready for it. And then you spoke some other things to me, and that was in January the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, 24th, 25th, right in there somewhere. I wrote it down. I really did. And what you did what you did know is on my way that Saturday morning to the Parent University.
Because that was that morning.
The Lord was speaking to me some things in my spirit about change and getting ready and movement and growth and the whole 9 yards, that I had been obedient to come in here because it wasn't of me that I came. And the whole time I was here, I tell people that. I said, you don't understand. I'm on an assignment. I'm on an assignment from God. And that's why. Do you remember this? I don't know if you remember. When I came in 2012, I came in July 2012, probably about August, second week in August or somewhere in there. I was sitting in my office at Brenda Scott, and you came in to introduce yourself. And you came in and you sat across the table, pretty much a desk like this, sat across the table, and we introduced ourselves and we got to talking, and you leaned forward and you said, you know what? God sent you here.
I'm always very inappropriately obedient. Don't worry, if I do work for you, I'll control myself, but I'm going to tell the truth. Go ahead.
Leaned forward, looked me straight in the eye and said, God sent you here.
I knew it. I could feel it.
Just like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, I just met this lady.
I know, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know me.
Yeah.
But you spoke that to me, and that let me know right then and there that I was in the will of God. That's where I was supposed to be.
And you were nothing but good medicine for them.
Absolutely awesome.
Good medicine.
It was amazing.
Good medicine.
So in
because when you have a community that's healing,
right,
you need the right medicine.
Exactly. So in 2016, when it was time for me to go, same thing happened. That was in January. I had no idea that the position that I'm in now would be afforded to me, available to me, offered to me. That was in January.
Where you came from.
Yes.
See, that's the piece that people need to understand. See, sometimes the Lord will move you.
Right.
Because he just needs you to be willing to be obedient. Right. But it don't mean that you're not coming back.
Right. And I had no intent of coming back.
I
never wanted to.
Who could have coordinated this?
Once I got here and I fell in love with Detroit, I did not want to go back. I did everything in the world to stay here. I really did. Nothing open. So in January, when you spoke those words to me, I had no idea. 1 month later, I promise you, 1 month later, in February,
unbelievable,
I had to come to you and say, remember what you told me in January?
That's right. I remember, yeah. Wow.
I've gotten a new job. I mean,
that was fast.
And you said,
You're right. I remember.
And you said, when I said, I've gotten a new job, and you said, and you got to move out of state.
Yeah. I felt I was mourning already when you said it. I knew it wasn't there.
I was like, oh my God.
I ached when you said it. I knew it wasn't close.
Yeah. So it's those kind of things that, and a lot of times we think when we lose a job or what we've had all our lives fold, or we lose a house.
Hope somebody's listening. This is
or we
to encourage
lose
you guys.
a loved one, or we lose something that we've been holding on to, and that's been our life.
Yes.
when we lose those things, we feel like that's the end. We really do. Everything in us feel like that's the end. But I want to tell you that it's not. It is not the end. 99.9% of the time, probably 100% of the time, when God's in it, 100% of the time when God's in it, it's just the beginning of something new. And new can become scary.
Woo. Woo.
It will. Because we're treading in different waters.
It's unfamiliar.
Yeah. And we feel
and the
like...
older we get, the more familiar we want things to be. We
absolutely.
feel more confident.
We're comfortable. We don't want the change. We really don't. But I'm telling you, at that time, I did what God instructed me to do, and I knew I was supposed to do it. 1 month later, I had gotten a call. I halfway applied. Now listen to this is the other part of this. I halfway applied for the job online, way back in Kansas City area. And I really wasn't trying to go there. I was really trying to stay here. They called me and said, "Can you come in for an interview?"
Wow.
And I said, "Well, I can't because I'm still living in Detroit." They said, "Well, can you do a Skype interview?"
Oh,
I was
my
like,
goodness.
"Okay."
Skype.
Yeah. I hadn't done one of those in a while. So let me refresh my memory. So they set up the Skype interview. Now, the other thing is that they said, "We'll call you." The morning that they called me to do the Skype interview, just so happened we had a snow day here in Detroit.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. They called me in the morning, early morning.
Just for you.
And it snowed here, and it was a snow day. And everybody in Detroit said that should not have been a snow day.
It shouldn't have.
So I did a Skype interview on a snow day.
In your PJs almost.
In the PJs. From here down, from waist down, with who I know now as the new incoming superintendent of the school district.
Unbelievable.
And then couple of days later, they called me and offered me the position. Then I had to come back and tell you that I just got a job. That fast. And you said at the beginning, it is going to be so quick and so fast.
That's why I was crying, because I knew I was going to lose you.
I know, we both stood there and cried. And
I knew I was going to lose you.
Yeah. No, you haven't lost me. I'm just not here physically. I'm just not here physically. But it's so amazing that when you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land.
So all he needed you. So this is really intentional.
Awesome.
We're being transparent for a reason, because I want to encourage people. If you want something different or more, you have to be willing to let what you have go.
Absolutely. You can't get
new. You got to be willing to let it go.
Holding on to the old.
Yeah, he can't put new wine in old bottles.
Absolutely can't. It won't work.
It's uncomfortable. And so
absolutely.
To all those that are listening, again, this is just an excerpt just to keep you going. We're on the Go Radio station, powering the voice of community and change. Change only comes if we talk about it. And you have to know that change isn't always what you coordinate. Sometimes change is what God manifests in front of you, that he's been working on your behalf all along.
Absolutely.
So it just blows my mind that he took you from home, brought you to Detroit, and then he says, "You've done what I've asked you to do. Well done."
Right.
And I'm going to return you back home. But you know what? I'm going to do a little something extra for you. I'm going to take care of you, give you a little something, because you were obedient.
Right.
That's why I love him.
It's amazing.
That's why I love him. And so I'm not going to put all of it out there, because some of them just have to follow us and they'll hear about it later. But the one thing I remember you saying to me is that you always wanted something with the water nearby.
Absolutely.
And so when you got down there and you said, go ahead.
Well, I did. Everybody that have known, everybody that know me, know I've always wanted a house on the lake. I've always said it. I said, one of these days, God's going to bless me, and I'm going to be able to get a house on the lake.
See, I've always said that. You always said it. Though.
Yeah, I've always said it.
So
I've always said it.
So if you delight yourself in
the Lord, he will give you the
desires in your heart. Girl, it's delicious. This is delicious.
It's so phenomenal.
Irvin, I hope this encouraging you.
It's so phenomenal. It's just that on my iPad, I have a picture of the water from a deck on a house. I vaguely remember how I got it. I'm not sure how I got this picture. So I know I took the picture somewhere in my journey and in my quest. and I put it as my screensaver
Okay.
on my iPad. I put it there, and every time I turn it on, I've been looking at it for
Really?
years.
See, I didn't know this.
No, I know you didn't. So for years, I've had it on there. Even before I came here, I had it on there. And so after I got in a position, moved back to the area that I'm originally from, I went to work for the job that I was offered was in Grandview, Missouri. It's a little smaller district outside of Kansas City. Now, when I got back, now here's another phenomenal thing. I left here in...
I can't take too much.
When I left here, I was 4 months without a paycheck. Now, 4 months. You got this? 4 months without a paycheck.
I'm already feeling it right here.
I have 4 months without a paycheck before I could get my first paycheck, right? So, but I bought a house before I got my first paycheck.
Won't he do it?
So I ended up with the house,
Wow.
and the only thing they wanted to do, I ended up looking at a house in June. I ended up closing on the house the end of August. House on the lake. With a view, get
What?
this, with a view that looks exactly like
No,
the
I'm
screensaver.
done. I'm done. Are you serious?
I am so serious. I am so serious. All of my family members are like, what? What? How? I said,
How does he do this
I was
stuff?
like, all I can say is God. That's all I can say. I can't say anything. So they look at my screensaver. They go out and they stand off my deck. Yeah, and they look. I've never seen this house before.
Girl,
I've never seen this house before. Matter of fact,
I'm so done right now.
Matter of fact, I told somebody on Memorial Day 1 year ago, I never knew this house existed. I did not know this house existed. So when I got back,
I'm so done.
The first thing I started doing, I said, my house is here somewhere. I know it is, and I'll start looking for it. And so saw it first in June and closed in August. I didn't have a paycheck yet. They waited on me to get my first paycheck. I'm so serious.
They waited on you to get a check?
on me to get my first
So you know
paycheck.
you have to prove your income to get a house.
I know. All I had was
I'm so done.
All I had was the contract that I had with the school district that I'm with now, and that's what they went off of. I'm like,
what you gonna get?
Yes. Not what? No. What I'm going to get?
Not what you got.
What I got. What I'm going to get. And I was 4 months without a paycheck.
With a new house.
With a new house. And then I got
the one that you asked for.
I moved the one
years
that I asked
ago.
for. Yes. Absolutely.
Y'all better have some faith because I'm sitting here
telling
next to
you,
living witness.
It's this is something that I
Y'all
never
better get
thought
some
that I would
faith.
do. I'm telling you. I know a lot of people think that, well, I need this, I need this. I want to tell you something. I'm a single female. Okay? Okay, I'm a single female. Right.
We got my
5
eyes watering
bedrooms,
up.
4 bathrooms. On the lake.
Stop.
You gotta come.
I'm coming. So if you
promise
see some reruns on the show, yo down there with Judon. I already told her, and she
Absolutely.
said you and Tiff can come.
Absolutely. You have to come. Yes, I am so serious.
See one more time. 5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms, 4 baths.
Not because you need it, but because you asked them.
Because
for it.
I asked for it. Not because I need all of that space. I really don't need all of that space, but simply because I
But God
asked.
said, just ask me.
Absolutely.
Ask
I
and you shall
promise you.
receive. So years ago, this is the house that He had for you.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't have got it if you hadn't been willing to be obedient to let everything go
Absolutely.
and go where He sent you.
Absolutely.
And so He said, I'm going to bring you back, but I got a little something for you.
Absolutely.
I took care of that because that was your desire.
Exactly.
Because you delighted yourself in me.
Absolutely.
Girl, that's delicious.
Absolutely.
Y'all know I always got a song. I can't even sing a song because I'm just jacked up.
I promise you, that's exactly the way that it happened. I promise you that is
So
exactly.
some people, Jadon, is out there and they're not
to
going for what they want because they worried, well, I don't have this and I don't have that.
Uh-huh.
Could you help them, please?
Okay.
Because you got a house or the letter. I'm so tired.
But remember what you told me? You said, I hear the Spirit of God that day in January.
That's right.
Brenda Scott.
It was strong.
In the cafeteria.
It was strong.
You said, no, I take that back. It was in February by that time. You said, I hear the Spirit of God telling me to do something. And you leaned forward again and you said, dream big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You said dream big.
Dream
and
big.
you said, I don't want you to forget it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to text it to you.
Yeah, I did.
And I said, you don't have to text it to me. She said, no. I'm going to text it. I said, but you don't understand. You don't have to text it to me. So I pulled up the bank that I bank with and showed you the caption.
Oh, that's right.
On my page, the caption
that was already there.
That was
before
already
we had
there
this
before we had this conversation. 2 words: dream big.
And it was connected to your bank.
Absolutely.
Which is where your money is.
Absolutely.
And where it's going to be.
Absolutely. And not only that, when I got to the building that I'm in now, I got to the school. School started, first day, first week, first 2 weeks. I walked into my counselor's office, and on her wall,
no,
absolutely,
You're
there was a
kidding me.
plaque that said, "Dream big."
No.
I promise you.
You didn't
I
tell
can
me
show
that.
you pictures of it right now.
What did you do when
promise
you saw that?
I was like, oh my God. And she's like, what? I was like,
You wouldn't even know.
oh my God.
This
And I
is
did
it.
like that. She says,
Yeah.
what's wrong? I said, no, nothing is wrong. I said, you don't understand. I was like, where did you get that plaque? She said, oh, I just found it at Hobby Lobby someplace. I'm like, why did you get that one? I just, got that one and put it on my wall. Promise you. That's what I'm saying. When you're obedient to God, when you're obedient to God and you are following what He has instructed you to do, even when it's uncomfortable, sometimes we have to sit in the seat and be uncomfortable for a minute. It's kind of like the story about the mother eagle, that in order to get the babies to fly, the mother start putting things up in the nest to make the babies uncomfortable.
Woo.
And if the babies don't get too uncomfortable, they won't take a chance. They won't leave the nest.
So, what is God doing in you all's life to make you uncomfortable?
Absolutely.
So He
Absolutely.
can give you what He's been holding for you all along.
Absolutely.
Jadon, my cup runneth over.
Just think about it. I shared this with someone the other day, and they were talking about, not want to be in an uncomfortable place and not wanting to have to, what we say, go through, They don't want to be in an uncomfortable place. But I share with them, I said, so how did we get a pearl of great price? Where does it all start? It starts with an irritation. And
there's a lot of irritated people out there, Jadon.
It starts with an irritation. It gets into the little baby clam, a speck of sand, and start irritating it. And it tries to get it away, tries to dispel it, get it away. And it keeps secreting this liquid that forms around this irritation. And it becomes a pearl. I said, so even though you're sitting in the seat where it's uncomfortable and you're irritated, just remember you are becoming a pearl of great price.
Ooh, and pearls are valuable.
Absolutely.
This is my cup really literally is running over. This is just an excerpt, just a snippet of many of the things to come on this radio station, on the Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change. And change, you have to talk about stuff, otherwise people don't know.
Right.
Something can change in their life.
Absolutely.
And so, go ahead.
When we have an opportunity to share what has happened to us, it motivates somebody else. There's somebody right now I know that's probably sitting there listening or looking at this and saying, maybe that's what's been happening with me. Maybe that's what's going on. I've not seen this as a move of God in my life. I've not seen this as something that, God is moving me to a different place, a different environment to grow me and to groom me into something that He has for me. I've not seen it that way.
Wow.
So maybe it's time that we change how we look at things. I know we have a lot of what we look at, but it's not about the what. It's about the how. Wow. How do you look at it? It's not about the what. It's about the why. Why is this happening? What is God moving you to? What is it that you have? You had this desire in your heart for a long time, and you probably given up because you felt like you was too old, or it's too late. People always using the word "it's too late." It's never too late.
It's never.
It
too
is
late.
never too late. There's no such thing as too late in the realm of the spirit. You know that? Never too late. It's always a beginning.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to encourage you and to encourage everyone that is listening and looking that in order to have change, the first place that change needs to take place is in here.
That's good stuff, y'all. Y'all need to send this to somebody because I'm so jacked up. If y'all was sitting here, I am struggling.
Absolutely. Change has to take place in here. You have to see yourself different. Even though God shared this with me, he says, I would not send you any place or have you do something that I am not confident that you can do it. Now get what I just said. Not that me, myself, had the confidence. He was confident that I'm able to do it. And a lot of times God has more confidence in us than we have in ourselves. Absolutely.
Woo.
You're able. Absolutely able. Absolutely able. And then what you're doing here with your broadcast and everything is actually moving people into an area where they see things differently. They've looked at things a certain way for so long, but now they're beginning to see things differently.
Yeah.
And once you begin to see things differently, see them through a different lens, see them through the lens of possibility.
Yeah. I just want people to know that better is there.
Absolutely.
They don't have to be stuck. They don't have to hate life, hate themselves, and
absolutely
fake through life like they got artificial joy, but they can have real joy.
Absolutely.
And just enjoy life no matter what it brings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jadon.
Thank you.
You got me all jacked up. That's my payback for putting
she
her
got
on
me
the
jacked
air.
up because I did not
You
expect
hear me?
this.
That's
Okay?
my payback for putting her on the air. But I had to get her while she was in town. You know, I only got her for a few minutes, and she's going to be leaving. And it's cool to do it remotely over the phone. But y'all needed to see this face as she shared how God strategically moves. And if he did it for her,
absolutely,
he will do it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he has no respect
for
person.
People think that, you have all this great. No, you don't understand. I don't have talent and ability. I don't. I just have faith in God.
Wow.
I really don't have all of this talent and ability and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. People always saying, well, you make things look easy. I don't know how. I don't know how. I really don't.
Because you never sweat, and there's been some crazy stuff going on before. You'd be like, okay.
Yeah, all right. Absolutely.
We're going to work it out.
You go.
You
hey,
said, so who's coming to tour today? Okay. Well, what time are they coming? All right. Well,
we'll make it work.
Yep.
we going to make it work. We're going to make it work. We'll be ready.
Thank you so much for being my guest.
Oh, and thank you.
Yeah, I really, truly, I'm honored, and I appreciate you carving time out while you're here visiting. And I know you've put your arms around a lot of folks, and just remind them that you love them and you care about them, and you're still in it with them. So I know people appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're in it to win it.
Yeah.
What can I say?
So thank you again, and you guys will see more and hear more. Please keep up with us with On The Go radio station, powering the voice of community and change. You want to go to the Apple Store or to the Android, the Google Play Store, and download the app, Yolanda, and then put dash like a space, and then Eddins, Eddins, and upload the app, because the radio station, the button for it is right in the app now. They've approved it, the updates. If you haven't gotten the updates, go to the updates in your phone and update it so that you have it on the current app that you have. Thank you so much again. So looking forward to being with you all and seeing you again. Have a great day.
Thank you.